1043 Network.
Welcome back to another episode of the FourCasrt.
Well, they almost playing. I was looking at TikTok and it's alligator bit. Instagram. It's alligator bit. That's why I laugh. That's the only reason I laugh.
But welcome to the FourCasrt, man. It's been a 2-cast. It's been a 3-cast. It's not a 2-cast as of right now. Wilkes is out. Doc should be coming back. Queen 3 and King, I believe, is coming back at the beginning of the year. So we should have Doc back pretty soon. But, man, looking forward to tonight's show as we do the final episode of Evolution of the Black Quarterback, which was definitely an exciting series, kind of a mix between history and progress and where the game of football is going, but also just how the American experience or culture has gone and grown and evolved. But yeah, definitely looking forward to tonight's show, which kind of goes into some of the new school of quarterbacks. So this was good. Again, we reviewed the first 2. This is the third one. It's available on Amazon. I would highly suggest you check it out. It's definitely one of those documentaries that you want to see. If you are a sports fan, if you're a former player, whatever, this is definitely something you want to check out. But A-Trap, good to see you, man. How you doing?
I ain't hit the power bar yet, but I'm cool.
I hear you, man. Probably you and like 90 million other people feeling the same way.
Trying to hit this power bar, baby. Once I hit it, I'm gonna hit naked.
Bucket naked. That's what you're saying.
Bucket, man, this thing. How you doing, A-Trap? I'm free.
I'm with nothing on. That's all I'm doing.
Right.
All right, so this one kind of taps into the 2023 draft, which was a major draft for black quarterbacks. Trent Richardson, C.J. Stroud, Bryce Young were some of those that were being interviewed throughout this. And obviously a lot of them were excited to see Vick. I mean, they were probably watching them as they were kids, or if they weren't watching them as kids, their parents were watching them and told them about them. And this was kind of the everything coming to a head when you talk about legacy, when you talk about history, when you talk about progress. Vick is kind of that transcending, is the transcending quarterback that gave you so much of that skill and talent and speed and arm strength and all of that. And now you're starting to see basically people having him as their Jordan. Kind of like, I would say, kind of like LeBron and Jordan. But give me your thoughts on some of the young QBs and, their thoughts sitting down with Vick.
Yeah, man. I mean, I really enjoyed the fact that they were paying him a lot of respect. And I would say AI. I would say it's the AI of football.
Yeah.
He made it cool for Brady. He's super dark, so you don't see his tattoos, but he tatted up.
Yeah.
He's the man of the people. He walks through the streets of the A doing his thing. I've seen him on TV, like that TV show Atlanta. When he first got out of jail, he was allegedly struggling for money. He was out there racing cats for a couple hundred. He's like, he out there racing. But Vick, the man, it shows the reverence that people have for him, the respect that people have for him. And this was like the topic of my episode today. We have to stop allowing people to dictate who and what the culture should be respecting and paying homage to. And Vick should, the way we fawn over Vick is very heartwarming. It makes me feel good that you can fall off. One thing I like about the culture and Vick was the man. People don't know his most people come into the hotel and give you a fake name. His name was Ron Mexico. He went from Ron Mexico getting caught with weed in his cup back for 100 million, and then he was about to take off, went to jail, came back, and at no point did the culture just steer away from Vick, and that's something I truly appreciate about the Black community and Michael Vick. We didn't abandon Vick, man. We rode with Vick. We rode till the wheels fall off, and I really appreciate that, man.
Yeah. What's up, Jungle? He said, hi, Brian and your friend Trey. Appreciate that, man. Good to see you.
Y'all forgot y'all call it got Jungle Brother. I have to remember Warren's name. His pseudonym is Jungle Brother. That's a cool name, Warren.
Yeah, man. I think the respect for Vick was definitely needed. It was definitely something that I don't know if the NFL has done it enough, because he's transcended the game. Another one of those players that didn't win and him and Cam Newton was talking about this. He didn't win a Super Bowl, but his impact on the game is bigger than any Super Bowl. I don't know if you agree with that.
I totally agree with it, man. Vick made people. You know what? Vick, the last time we seen something like Vick was Bo Jackson.
Yeah.
Everybody knew who Bo was. People don't remember this, but at one point, Bo was bigger than Michael Jordan.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Jordan was in a Bo Jackson commercial. You've never seen Michael Jordan in anybody else's commercial.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan and Ryan Gretzky were in a Bo Jackson commercial. And Vick was that, man. Vick, everybody know who Mike Vick is, man. So, yeah. And everybody likes Mike.
Yeah. I haven't heard really, obviously when he went through and he served his time and everything that happened during that period, you got people coming out saying he shouldn't do this and he shouldn't do that. But yeah, for the most part, I ain't ever heard anybody say anything bad about him as a person, as a teammate, on the multiple teams that he played on. So yeah, Vick is a stand up dude, man.
Yeah, man. And the fact that he never snitched on I ain't gonna say who he didn't snitch on, but I know the whole story. This is being a criminal justice major, you watch these kinds of things, and I remember what really happened with Vick. He never spoke about it, but I ain't gonna speak on it either. But
yeah.
But like this, the police wasn't looking for Vick. They arrested somebody in his entourage for doing something they weren't supposed to be doing, and like they want you to do, they want you to snitch up.
Right.
And he snitched up on Vick.
Yeah. And he ended up getting either lesser time or end up not serving any time.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's you're right. That's the name of the game. That's how it works. You don't necessarily have to go that route, but looking out for yourself. Like you said numerous times, snitching on a slave just running away.
Yeah.
That's exactly what that is.
He gone, ball.
Which way did he go? I don't know, but that way.
All right. But those jokers be, there you go, right there, with the lady clothes on.
Right. Yeah, but and I think for Vick, just one of those dudes that didn't let that be his. This is how people gonna know me. Because honestly, he could have just said, "All right, I'm done. I'm gonna serve my time. When I get out, I'm gonna do something else. I don't want to play football anymore. I don't want to have nothing to do with this." And that wasn't him. He came back. Not only did he come back, but he got a whole nother $100 million contract and played multiple more years. And you can see his impact on the game. So, man, again,
and he left-handed. You're left-handed, man. I don't know what it is about those left-handed guys. They just.
Hey, I agree with you. My wife is left-handed, so I agree with you. Hey, you got a shout out to the wifey. Courtney in the building, thank you for tuning in. James Montgomery, thank you for tuning in, man. I'm excited about your Lions, man. I'm not gonna lie. Man. They're looking good. Dan Campbell, which I would have wanted him to be the coach of the Cowboys, but hey, he is where he is, and man, he's making an impact. So shout out to your Lions. And so speaking of these young quarterbacks, which one of them is already, hit the league by storm at a successful year last year. C.J. Stroud, Bryce Young, who's starting. Trent Richardson has had some injury.
Anthony.
Oh my bad. Not Trent Richardson. Trent Richardson was the running back, but Anthony Richardson, who also was starting majority of the year, ended up getting injured. But man, talk about the young QBs and how their comparison to Vick, because they all have some type of comparison to him, but that's a testament to what Vick has done. Shaq Harris, all of these guys we've been talking about throughout the series.
I mean, like you saw with C.J. Stroud, you could see that C.J. Stroud was looking at Vick with reverence, and that's the best thing you can do for somebody who you look up to. I was watching last night. I work overnight, so I was watching Marshawn Lynch, and I can't think of his name. Michael can't think of his name, and they had Bo Jackson on that show last night, and it was super dope. And it was dope to see how, Marshawn Lynch is standoffish. He got this super gangster image, but he was fanning out with Bo Jackson. Yeah. And you saw CJ is a super cocky dude. He's a super confident dude. He's unrattled. And CJ was like, you could see he was, man, I'm standing here talking to Michael Vick.
Right.
And you can see it was wonderful to see Michael Vick. Glad to see them succeed. That's the thing that's missing in the world. You rarely see these older guys. Even it's funny to call Vick one of the older guys.
Right. That's crazy now. Yeah.
And it's been 20 years since he got drafted. 24 years since he got drafted. So it's dope to see Vick happier. He looked like he's a true fan of the game and the respect they was paying and the homage they were paying. And one thing that the NFL is starting to do, and I don't know if I appreciate it. I don't know if I'm like, yeah, finally. I'm kind of indifferent about it, but I'm glad. I will say I'm glad that they're doing it. They're starting to coach the player instead of the system. I've been saying for years, and most coaches will tell you this. Very good coaches don't coach their system. They wrap their system around the player. Whatever you do well, we're going to do this. We're going to construct more plays around what you do versus having you the round peg fit in a square hole. And Vick forced people to do that. I'm not West Coast. I'm not Air Coryell. I'm somewhere in between, and this is what we're going to do. And it's big ups to Vick and big ups for those young brothers that did that.
Yeah, definitely shout out to them. And then you had Bryce Young's father coming up to Vick, like, man, I appreciate what you've done for the league, what you've done for my son. And I think that's just, coming full circle. So again, I can't say it enough. We can't say it enough. Vick was the perfect person to host this. And he could relate. He could relate with everybody. Anybody that he interviewed with, it didn't seem fake. It didn't seem like they were trying to make it out of something. And you could tell just the respect that everybody had for him. And then the interview that went into with Russell Wilson, I felt like that was a perfect one too. Russell being the second, I didn't believe this, but the second black quarterback to win a Super Bowl was Russell Wilson. So from Doug Williams to Russell Wilson is a long time, and I honestly I thought it was somebody else, but nah. And that was
last year we had Black Sunday,
right?
The year before that,
yeah. And Russell coming in with the Seahawks, and shout out to Pete Carroll. And you got to have coaches that see what you can do and allow you to do it and to give you the tools to be successful. We've seen numerous times where you got quarterbacks that go to a team, they either don't know what to do, or they try to make them be a pocket passer, or they try to hinder them, and we see what ends up happening to their career. They end up having multiple stops. They end up not getting a lot of playing time or whatever it may be. So, shout out to Pete Carroll, allowed Russell to come in, and that was a good sit down interview. And that was a great team with him, beast mode, that defense. Obviously, we know Legion of Boom, but talk about him, Russell and Vick sitting down.
Yeah, man. It's just, what, in more than one way, you got the black quarterback feature and you got the quarterback, what is quote unquote undersized. It was funny to see that how much taller Vick was than Bryce Young.
Yeah.
It's a little dude. And then but Vick made it fashionable to be under 6'3" and be the strong arm quarterback, because Vick could outthrow him, he could outrun him.
Yeah, you wasn't catching him.
Yeah, you wasn't getting him. This dude was a human video game. And to sit there with somebody like Russell Wilson, who has the same stature as him, but plays the game from a more cerebral level. I have the athleticism, but I'm gonna use the traditional way to get it. And that's what I say, Vick showed the world. Yeah, you can make Randall Cunningham into a Joe Montana style quarterback. You can make a Russell Wilson into a Tom Brady style quarterback. But me, y'all ain't never gonna see nothing else like me. And then we saw Lamar. I think it was over.
Right. Exactly. And Russell, it was nice to see him talk about his dad. He went to NC State, he played baseball. Then he transferred to Wisconsin. And his brother gave him a hell of a tip. Like, hey, they gonna say you too short. So you play behind these big linemen at Wisconsin, and you should be fine from there. And the rest is history. Is continuing to have a great career. I'm grateful that he matched up with Mike Tomlin. Obviously, that's a great That's a great guy to link up with. Also mentoring Justin Fields. It didn't get any better than that. So yeah, Russell is another one of those guys. But real quick, to go to the Cam Newton interview, when you seen Cam and Vick stand next to each other, you could see like Cam is all of that height. But them two sitting down, definitely, and Cam talking about how he was there in Atlanta when he was there, and talking about the impact, and it's unmatched. These are the documentaries we need. These are the ones that we show our sons. These are the ones that we show our.
I don't like my son.
But these are the ones that we show as a locker room movie to the young kids and the Pee Wee football and high school and all that. These are the ones where, again, legacy meets history, which also meets progress, meets the future. It just gave you everything, and I think again this kind of comes to that forefront, in this last episode. But yeah, man, the Cam Newton interview and the comparison between the both of them, and talk about Cam Newton.
Man, at the end of the day, Cam Newton supersized Michael Vick, man.
Yeah,
I mean, he was big,
like a linebacker with the same type of speed and arm strength, which is crazy.
Man, this dude.
Nobody was taking him down either.
Man, this dude was amazing, and so like you said, he like. What stuck out the most is the respect. Like you saw at the beginning, you saw him paying homage to Shaq Harris, Doug Williams. They were talking about Marlon Briscoe and those guys, right? And they didn't mention Joe Gilliam. They mentioned them in passing. They had Tony Dungy. Then you had the middle of the way players, and the people that inspired Michael Vick. And he paid homage to the Warren Moon, the Steve Youngs, and those guys. And then this last episode, it was just amazing to see how people looked at Michael Vick the way they looked at. You got a dude who was league MVP, and he was like, "I want to be you." That has to feel good, man. That has to feel good.
Yeah. I mean that means that your mark was made. And again, he said it. No matter how many Super Bowls you win or don't win, is your impact made on the game? And obviously, it's a yes. Cam looked like that T-1000 Terminator machine.
Yeah.
Doesn't even look human. Yeah.
Man,
I mean, when he's just dragging people to the end zone, when he's hurdling over people, yeah, Cam Newton again was one of those, we talk about generational talents.
yeah.
Cam Newton was a generational talent.
He remind you of what's that dude name? H-Rap.
Yeah, A-Trap under center.
H-Rap under center. But you know, H-Rap playing corner. He didn't do none of that soft offensive stuff.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But yeah, Cam is, man, one of those, again, special quarterbacks. You had to have him in this. I'm glad they had him in this last episode. And doing a great job with his podcast too.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Now that's something I truly appreciate about Cam. He is the X's and O's guy. He is showing the world, I don't just dress funny for attention and then just talk loud. I know this thing.
Right. Hey, A-Trap got you right here. They said A-Trap was dope before the accident.
You know what, Jungle Brother? You
called him by the name too. You called him by his name.
You know what, Jungle? My man. For the backyardomy, man. Poke high, baby. Poke high, baby. Killing them at poke high.
Hey, Al Bundy out here.
I'm telling you, man.
Trying to run around and beat the young kids at the park and end up breaking your back, throwing your back out.
Boy, I wouldn't even say football out loud in public.
Hey, you could probably do some flag football though, right?
Man, yeah. I could. You can throw me a football, and I could put a flag on my hand. I could play some Xbox. Nah, bruh, I couldn't play. I wouldn't even want to play football right now. Yeah. Flag football, like, nah. In my mind, I can still do it.
Yeah. I hear you.
In my mind, I can still do it. But like you said, after the accident, though, look, I remember I was making plans. I was like, I'm going to dunk a basketball one more time when I'm 50. And I started working out. When that accident hit, I was like, nah. But I would probably, look, here's the funny thing, though. The way my back injury is, I could probably jump up. Like, I'm too fat to get off the ground now, but like, if I drop the weight off, I could probably get up there. Now, when the ball goes through the rim and I let the rim go, that's when the problem starts. Because, hey, man, I hit a pothole the other day. My back hurt for like 40 seconds.
Wow.
I was like, boom.
Yeah, it's almost like that pain where you gotta like be still because if you move.
Yeah. So no football for me, man.
Yeah. Nah, I hear you.
It hurt to watch.
Yeah. Some of these injuries, gosh. I mean, then you basically rehab and you basically getting ready to come back. This is a gladiator sport. People that think, oh, this is, it's fun, which it is fun, but you could die on the field. This ain't.
That's why when clowns like Stephen A. says what he says, it really annoys me, man. I wasn't good enough to make it to the pros. I wasn't even in that neighborhood. Like if the pros was in Chicago, I was in like China. But I wouldn't even. But it's when people say they paying them too much. I just risk my life to entertain.
Right, this is your life, and the truth is, if they're gonna pay it, like, why would you not accept it? Why would you not allow the market to continue to go up? Which is a perfect segue. Dak Prescott sat down with Vick as well, and obviously he's not playing tonight with the Cowboys and Bengals on right now. But I mean, hey, if Jerry Jones was gonna give him that money, or whoever else, if somebody else was gonna give it to him, and that's where the market was. Like people kill me with the like, wow, you're getting paid too much. That's the market. It's not, if it wasn't there, then he would get less, or if it was higher, he would get even more. And that's, you think if he's getting 60 million a year, how much is the owners getting? What cut of that are they getting, or how much higher above are what they getting? That's the part we don't think about.
And what I don't like about the whole Dak thing is don't nobody pay attention to how Jerry played that. Dak took over his rookie after Tony Romo broke his back.
Yeah.
He was killing by the time Tony Romo got there, so Tony Romo walked away. At that moment, Jerry Jones should have renegotiated his contract and extended it.
He is one of the worst. I don't know at what point he became this, because I thought like before he was smarter with financial decisions, but he is one of the dumbest in the league. You wait to the absolute last minute when you didn't have to. Right around that Carson Wentz contract, I think Carson Wentz got like 32. Right around that time, you could have just gave him 35, but guess what? You ended up giving him 40. Now you fast forward, you end up giving him 60.
So don't blame Dak.
Hey, Dak sitting up in the press box right now, clapping and talking through the headset. Yeah, right, exactly. Good job, guys. Yeah, y'all doing a good job down there. I'll be down there next year.
See y'all. Wouldn't want to be y'all.
But throughout this entire series, it's been talking about opportunity. Dak, like you said, had an opportunity. You had Romo, you had Kellen Moore, and you had Dak. Dak didn't even think he was playing at all that year. Tony Romo goes down in the preseason. Kellen Moore goes down in what I think it was a couple games in the season. And there you go. Dak's got the starting job. And that was a perfect combination with him and Zeke. And obviously they had a great O-line. But, take advantage of the opportunity. And I think even though he wasn't necessarily seen as a Vick coming out of college, even though Mississippi State was the top 3. I remember they were 1 in the country for a minute.
They had a big season. They had a recruiting class that was gigantic. So
yeah. But that was great to see them sit down. Obviously, Vick coming in Dallas. That was a well needed, I think, interview that I don't think I've seen them sit down or talk before, at least on camera.
Spoken like
that was great.
Fan.
Right, exactly. Yeah, man, that was good though. That was good. And I think as you continue to grow as a player, you have multiple injuries. You can see Dak as being more of more of using all of his abilities than running as his first option, which people dog him for that, which I don't blame him. If you get your ankle snapped like he did, I would think I would use my skills wisely, and I don't blame anybody for that. Talk about Dak. Talk about Dak.
I'm gonna go out there. Now, sometimes you just have to sit down, and you won't compensate. Your compensation usually hurts yourself. Dak Prescott is a very good quarterback with a horrible coaching staff. And that's just it, man. We need to just start acknowledging that. Jerry Jones understands that if I hire a competent coach, I cannot control him. Then the narrative becomes the coach and the GM and not me. We know you're the president. We know Steven is your son, but you are not the general manager. And you can't. This dude wanted to draft Faker Wheelfield first. He wanted to draft Johnny Manziel first. Yeah. And the people at the top said, no, we're not doing it. And it paid off, but this is the result of your when you ego trip, you ain't gonna do nothing but lose your luggage.
Yeah. And they got a prime opportunity right now, because I highly doubt that McCarthy is going to be back next year. But do you get a competent coach? Do you get an actual offensive-minded coach? Do you get a young coach that actually has fresh ideas, or do you get
my man Belichick
washed up? Yeah, which I don't think he would want that job anyway, man. He had to deal with the media. He had to deal with the media too much.
Actually, he wouldn't, because Jerry be done with him.
Yeah, he'd probably be too annoyed though. If Jerry being interviewed the same time I am, I don't know if Belichick want to deal with that. Plus, I heard he wants his son to be the OC or the DC. So that's comical already. But yeah, man, Dak and Vick, that was a nice sit down. And then the next interview, he went out. He came over here to Texas to sit down and talk with Jamie Foxx, aka Willie Beeman. Willie Beeman. Hey, which that was Dion. Okay, that whole video was about the money. What was the name of that song? Can't be the money.
Must be the money.
Must be the money. Yeah, that was basically that whole Dion.
I'm traumatized by that movie. I'll tell you about it later on. That movie, I'm traumatized.
You traumatized? Like seriously traumatized?
Yeah. I'll tell you about it later too.
Okay.
It's too hot for TV.
But man, Jamie Foxx playing quarterback in high school didn't necessarily. I don't think he didn't play at the next level, but obviously that wasn't his. That wasn't his. That wasn't his route, because obviously Jamie has done a lot. But and the story behind him and playing Willie Beeman, I didn't know that story at all.
So yeah, that was dope. That was dope.
That was nice to see. And yeah, that was right around that time, like you said, he was doing In Living Color. He was doing a lot of comedy. He was probably Booty Call was probably one of those.
Woo, don't say that. Booty Call.
Hey, he was doing those types of movies. Jungle said, "Touch the subject."
Don't do that, man. That might have was led to me not liking being a Jamie Foxx fan. Booty Call.
Hey, that was a bad movie. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
but the Vivica Fox was in it, so it's
like
old.
She was like Vivica Cat in that Fox.
Yeah, but that was definitely a progress in his career, and from there on, Ray, and he just kept going up in all the different films. But talk about Jamie Foxx, that Jamie Foxx interview.
Huh? Jamie Foxx is one of the most intelligent. One of the most entertaining individuals in Hollywood. There's no doubting Jamie Foxx, man. It was good to see him. It was good to see somebody outside the football culture to let you know this dude affected everybody. Like we said, he was that guy.
Right.
Like on Dan Le Batard. He's that guy. They got, man.
Yeah. I seen that. Wow. Yeah, I would feel the same way.
I'm sorry.
I would feel the same way.
Yeah. And I beat it to the punch because I did it first. I got there at like 7:45. They got there at 8. I was in the office like,
Gotcha.
Yes, Warren. It's a touchy subject.
Yeah.
You're back to being Warren. You just demoted yourself
again. You just went down. Yeah, but hey, look up Jamie Foxx's actual name is Eric Bishop. Go Eric Bishop Terrell football. Go look that up, man. There's some pictures of him with the Jerry curl, and he was a running quarterback. And it's amazing to see the talent of a lot of people that we didn't know played sports, or we didn't know, had some type of career. But definitely shout out to Jamie Foxx. This was good. I would watch it for that, because he gave some really good information as far as Any Given Sunday, how he got the role. They didn't really want him to play the role at first, but he was like, "Oh, I used to play QB," and that kind of helped him get in that role. So,
yeah, man. This is one of my favorite documentaries, and this is proof positive of what I've been saying since we've been doing this, that I don't think we need to do any more biopics. You cannot put 25, 30 years in a can to cover a 70-year life. I mean, 30 minutes, an hour and 30 minutes in a 70-minute, a 70-year life. We need to start doing series. That way we can touch and feel it. But they don't really want to do that.
Right. You can get a full scope of how everything went down, the different pieces of it. And then that goes into, Kaepernick which I felt like was another great interview. Really hadn't seen him in a minute. So, and then we also, you can check out his series, which was on Netflix. I don't know if it's still on there.
It's
still there. But and we reviewed that, so go back and check out that episode. But I think it's called Colin in Black and White. And dived into his life. But he's sitting down with Vick. I felt like that was great. Another great interview. And it was perfect to do it in this last episode. Let me see. Which our real name is Billy D. Williams. Billy D. Williams stole his name.
Boy, I got a story for everything.
Need to cough up that
Illinois about that Billy D.
I said
January 1st, 2005. Asked Big Illinois. No, actually January 6th, 2005. Excuse me, January 1st, 2006. Asked Big Illinois about that Billy D.
I hadn't seen him in the chat in a minute. Hopefully you're doing all right.
Big Illinois, we don't work at the same place. We work overnight though.
Okay, gotcha.
So yeah. Compton's. He watched when he wake up. He'll be watching when we go off.
Yeah. Hey, but
always in the house.
Yeah. Shout out to you, Big Illinois. I'm gonna just hit you up, see how you doing.
Forget Big
Illinois. Brian, Lansdowne.
Anthony. You that's the you didn't give him
Anthony, Brian.
You don't want nobody named be Anthony tonight, huh?
Yeah, Trent Richardson. But yeah, I'm mixing people's names up tonight. But him sitting down with Kaepernick. Obviously, we know how everything went down. I would have loved for him to, like he said, finish his career the way he wanted. So if he either got career-ending injury or just decided to retire or couldn't do it anymore, but obviously we all know what happened. He got blackballed, and that was it. But I think the most importantly, he stood for something that he believed in that not a lot of people were doing, and it costed him his career, and he was okay with that. I think that's somebody with character, that you're willing to do that, knowing whatever the consequences would have been, but also it's bigger. It's bigger than just me. So I need to do this for others. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you got to do it for humanity, man. I mean, Colin Kaepernick took the ultimate sacrifice. Only person that took a greater sacrifice is Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali was able to come back and fight and then continue to build upon his legacy. Colin Cowherd, look at me. You've been infected.
I'm rubbing off on you.
Colin Kaepernick, man, he it's a double-edged sword. I think he should have got one more year to pay. But I don't know how Colin Kaepernick assumed that he would take a stand like that in racist America, and they would re-sign him. He should have just stayed in that contract, played it out, and left it alone. But he chose to do that. But it worked out for him. Like it is proof positive that what God has for you, no one can take it from you. It is yours. He was destined for riches due to his athletic prowess, and now his athletic prowess got him run out of it. He was a runner, got him run out of the league, and as well as put him in a situation to where, from what we understand, he'll be able to take care of his family into perpetuity.
Yeah, definitely. Living in Vegas now, got a beautiful house.
Man,
so he I think he reached one of his goals, which his goal was obviously to make it to the NFL. Did he win a Super Bowl? No, he made it to the Super Bowl though. And man, if him and Harbaugh still would have been together, I mean, they probably would have won a Super Bowl.
Most definitely.
And now, Harbaugh's story, and now he's with the
Los Angeles.
Yeah. They had to bring Kaepernick down. They can't afford to let a revolutionary win. Exactly. Yeah, he was making them uncomfortable, is what it came down to. And now you fast forward, and they have Black Lives Matter on the helmets, and they got let's do these breast cancer awareness. You pick which cause you want, and all of that. Which I think he Kaepernick, the stand that he made helped to bring some of that stuff forward, but we still have the same issues though. So we still have issues of people getting murdered in the street by police. So Kaepernick's work is really honestly never done because it continues to happen.
Yeah. It's just like it's an old adage. Your potentials will never be reached. You can just strive for potential. There is no cap on it. And you got me about to mess up. I almost call him Colin Cowherd again. Kaepernick, man. Kaepernick is a perfect example of what I was telling you about. Good coaches, coach players, regular coaches, coach systems. This is why people like my man Bill Belichick,
yeah.
But Bill Belichick, Mike Tomlin, Bill Cowher, Andy Reid, and the new guys are Miko Ryans and my man who coached the 49ers, Kyle Shanahan, with his daddy calling his plays. But this is why they're good though, because when the Shanahans had Griffin III, they coached his skill set. Andy Reid coached Vince Young's skill set, Michael Vick skill set, and Colin McFly, Donovan McNabb's. They coach skill sets. Andy Reid coaches skill sets. Therefore, if I'm coaching your skill set, I just need to structure something around you instead of saying 1, 2, 3, throw. 1, 2, 3, throw. When you hear things like they're holding the ball too long, that lets you know that you are in a traditionalist mentality and not coaching players, so you'll never do well. Harbaugh's brother's doing a great job coaching Lamar Jackson. This is the new wave of NFL. This is what the NBA would like, but the NBA doesn't embrace style. They embrace foolishness, and it's over.
Yeah.
What did Warren say? He
said it's like Norma Ray. The strike wins, but the striker gets chopped.
That is. Warren is on point tonight, man.
He hadn't earned back Jungle Brother yet?
No. He's still Jungle. I mean, we won't be Jungle Brother for a while. But calling me Ace Rap, and it would have been.
Yeah. But man, I would have loved for Kaepernick to be able to continue his career. But I mean, I think he, like you said, he was in a great situation, and when Harbaugh was gone, it was kind of I don't know who was the coach after him. Was it Tom Sula or it was some random guy? But anyway, they were done. They were done with him, no matter who the coach was next. But now go ahead.
No, I'm just listening. I'm just like, yeah. But I will. Since you gave me before, it's sad because you see the same thing. They try to do the same thing to Russell Wilson. People don't acknowledge it, but they try to do the same thing. Russell Wilson. I don't care who you are. If you MVP Tom Brady, if you MVP Brett Favre, if you MVP Peyton Manning, if you throw for 3,200 yards, 3,600 yards, missing the last 2 games, throw for 26 touchdowns, missing the last 2 games, 6 interceptions, missing the last 2 games, and your coach don't like you, and you do those numbers, it's not you. I'm sure to me,
it's the organization.
It's you. It's the coach. It ain't the Willies and the Joes. It's the X's and the O's. And Sean Payton. It continues. Question for you in regards to sports. Well, I think Warren said something.
He said punters didn't have a job until the league adopted A-Trap offensive scheme.
I was a defensive player. Bucko. Punters are not football players. They are not football players. But I got a question for you, and this is pure. This has absolutely, positively nothing to do with the show. Comeback player of the year, Russell, or what's his name? Kyler Murray.
I think you got to give it to Russell.
Kyler Murray playing.
Yeah, he is. He is. I don't know. I think that the year that Russell had in Denver and just how it all went down.
32. Look. 26 touchdowns, 3,200 yards, or 3,600 yards, and six interceptions. That's not a bad year by anybody's.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying the way he ended up getting released, when he got released.
Yeah. The disrespect in the last thing we're telling. Yeah.
It was almost like Sean Payton didn't even give him a chance. It was more like I want to get my own guy in here. What that really was.
And he, like when he said he got to start kissing babies. Drew Brees, he got mono. He was kissing so many babies. I don't like that chump, man. He a super sucker to me,
man. Yeah, he should have stayed. He should have stayed out of coaching.
Yeah, fake Bill Parcells.
Yeah, that's my guy Mike D. He said it was the money.
Yes, and
it's always about the money.
And they still paying him.
Yeah,
they paying him $38 million, and the Steelers paying him $1.
Right. I'll get that to Russell. Sean Payton had the clowns thinking Russell led the league in throwing linebackers open.
Yeah. And Bo Nix is gonna lead the nation. I had a prediction, man. Bo Nix is gonna be the next. What's that clown that came out of Notre Dame? Younger brother, know him. Can't think he was drafted the same year. Drew Bledsoe got drafted. Matt something. Matt, it ain't Matt Lyon. It's Matt something else. That's who he finna be. Or Ryan or something. He left Notre Dame and he was drafted number 2. He had a very good rookie year, and then you didn't hear his name anymore.
You talking about the guy that's doing college commentating? What was that?
I think he does do that now. He a stain. He a grape juice stain on the white tee of life when it comes to being a quarterback. He might be a great guy.
Hey, Bo Nix wasn't it in college.
Yeah, that man spent so much time in college. They damn near let him get a tenure.
Yeah, man, dude, 6 or 7 years, got a full gray beard. Chris Winky out here.
Man, that man had kids in school with him. Like, yeah, son, and that's with the Browns over there.
Yeah. When you play next year, son, we could be it. Could be it, man. Trying to be LeBron and Bronny in college.
Right.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that ain't it.
What is that dude name, man? He played for the Seattle Seahawks. The Bears even gave him a shot. You know you're a stain when you're a quarterback and they let you play.
Locke Clausen, Matt.
No, it went Kelly Clausen. It was before him. It was like right after the glory days. This dude came in, and I can't think of his name. That man was a great juice stain on the white.
I was just talking about Jimmy Clausen.
Not him. No? There was a dude. Whatever year Drew Bledsoe was drafted, he was number 2. He had he fought Drew Bledsoe for the rookie of the year, and that was the last good game he had. that man was hitting linebackers. He was throwing linebackers out of single coverage. Like safety. He was throwing safeties open, hitting wide open linebackers. He was the man.
Keeping it real, Notre Dame hasn't been a legit program since insert year.
But I actually remember they played for the national championship about 4 years ago. They lost to Nick Saban.
Yeah, they got blown out though, didn't they?
Yeah, hey man, national championship game, man. Back when it was
I don't believe in Notre Dame. Maybe when I was a kid, but I don't believe in it anymore.
I've never been a Notre Dame guy, man.
Yeah, they force them because they always on NBC. So
they got that NBC contract.
That lifetime NBC contract. But so speaking of direct parallel to Kaepernick, you already said it, Muhammad Ali and the athlete strike. Man, there's been probably 4 or 5 things we reviewed with that image of him and Jim Brown and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar sitting down, and who was that? I don't know who else was with them, but there was it
was a bunch of people. Bill Russell.
Bill Russell. Yeah.
What's the man named Kurt Flood? It was a lot of those guys. Kurt Flood. It was a bunch of those guys, man. I can't think of their names. It's a bunch. It was a bunch of brothers, and it was good to see that, man. And like they were speaking about how Rick Meyer, Jack.
Rick. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah. That name's definitely familiar.
Rick Meyer. Chris Berman used to call him Rick wallowing in the mire. Appropriately named.
Yeah.
Oh, how about them Cowboys?
Yeah, I know. I'm a little surprised. Yeah, it was 17-17.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at the end of the third. Yeah, this is not the Bengals. This is not their year. Defense is.
Yeah. Let me see what they say. You ain't got my glasses on, man.
He said, "I just heard this baseball player inked a $750 million deal. He will be paid $300,000 a game, $17,000 for every pitched ball coming his way, hit or no hit. He left the Yankees to join the Mets. Yeah, Juan Soto. He just surpassed Otani. Otani had what? I think it was what, 600?
Yeah, 600 million. I mean, man, I ain't mad, man. Hey, man. Hey, you know what? I got to do this. 1 second. I got to take a second out the show. I don't like you, my son, BJ. I told you to stay with baseball. You 31 years old. You could have got us that money, man. That's all I'm saying.
We could be living it up right now in Cancun, man, on the beach.
Man, I could be right now, like Eddie Murphy said in Metro, naked in Tahiti. Thank you, BJ. Thank you, man. I got to go to work day out of tomorrow.
Juan Soto, man. That bag right there, and he's gonna be just going over to the other side of New York.
Yeah, gotta get a new crib.
Right, exactly. Hey, so yeah, shout out to him, man. Get this money while it is available, and he's gonna be playing outfield. So if the ball's not hitting your direction, you basically standing there picking your nose, eating sunflower seeds.
Hey, I'm telling you, see, smoking like a true non-baseball player. Boy, let me tell you something.
Hey, I used to play baseball. Hey, if you in the outfield, if the ball is not hit to you, man.
Hey,
if you're not playing the hot,
all it takes is you to do this. Right at you.
If you're not playing, the infield, obviously you got to be on your toes at all times. You can glance away playing outfield, and that that's the position where for most power hitters. I mean, you got more like third base power hitters nowadays, but
no, third base always been power position.
Always. I always thought of like left field, right field was kind of that.
No, outfield are power positions, but third base, first base, the corners in the outfield.
Yeah. Hey, Will Clark was my guy growing up, man.
Left hand, man.
There you go.
Look. I can name some of your favorite players. Ken Griffey Jr.
Oh, yeah. That was my number one.
Barry Bonds.
Obviously.
Will Clark. What do they all have in common?
Hey, Ricky Henderson.
Ricky was the man.
That was my guy, man. Going to the A's games back in the day, man. Hey, the A's will never ever be the same again.
Yeah, they moving to Vegas.
Yeah, they're about to be playing in Sacramento, I think, for the next couple of years. But Vegas is it. All right, you're gonna have an NBA team pretty soon. You already got WNBA, you already got hockey, about to have baseball. Really, it's just the NBA, which is about to happen. LeBron's about to get that. About to be the owner.
LeBron get that team Popeye Sissy.
Well, you don't think it's gonna happen?
Hell no.
NBA love LeBron, man. If anybody was to get it, that's currently playing right now, it would be.
You drink beer?
Yeah.
12-pack.
Hey,
him go to bed. 12-pack and a packet of Earl Campbell sausage, baby. Oh no, they only sell them at Walmart. No, they sell them outside of Walmart in Texas. Outside of Texas, they only sell them at Walmart. Earl Campbell and 12-pack.
Hey, it's happening, man. Writing is on the wall.
Man.
Bet, I'll bet you. Yeah.
All right.
Will Clark from the old Dixie, Mississippi State team.
Oh yeah, Will Clark. Will Clark was his name. My man, steroid buddy. Carlos. Not Carlos.
The steroid buddy.
Yeah.
What's about Canseco?
Played for the Cubs. No, he played for the Cubs, and he went down to the can't think. I can see his face, man, but I can't think his
You're
name.
not talking about. Yeah, you're not talking about
Rafael Palmeiro.
Yeah, I did not take steroids. Well, we got this paper right here. That,
You lying.
You lying. And that was a crazy, side note, we on a tangent, but that was a crazy error. Them going in front of Congress about them taking steroids. Come on, man. And Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame, period.
Yeah.
All of this, you taking steroids does not help you with hand-eye coordination. It doesn't help you with the bat swing. Huh?
Barry Bonds never tested positive for PEDs. That's all I'm saying.
No, but that's what's gonna be. That's over his head though. That's what they putting over his head. Every time the Giants played the Mets and Doc Gooden was scheduled to pitch the next day, he'll put his hamstring the day before.
Nah, man.
Hey,
Doc Gooden, the only right-hand pitcher in the history of the world that I like.
Doc Gooden?
Doc Gooden was the man. Gary Sheffield's uncle. Gary Sheffield's uncle.
Is Doc Gooden?
Doc Gooden.
Wow, did not know that. Hey, fun fact.
Fun
fact by A-Trap, man. Always coming through. Him and Strawberry, man, back in the day, man, they was killing it. Literally and figuratively.
Yeah, he's killing themselves.
Yeah.
I used to be a Dale Strawberry fan up until like 6 years ago when he announced that he rocked with the orange dude. He might be
don't
right.
Forget about Reggie Jackson. Definitely
Reggie Jackson is the greatest baseball player in the history of the world, if you ask me.
Yeah, that was a little bit. I remember him probably Yankees, but he was a little bit before. I think, a little bit before my era. But I remember him with the Yankees. I think that was probably 80s, right? He was with the Yankees.
70s. Well, he left the Yankees in 84, 85. And Reggie Jackson is the reason I ever touched a baseball. Well, I ain't gonna say he's the greatest. I'm gonna say he's my favorite player because people seem to confuse favorite player with best player.
Yeah, so 1977, 1981.
81, okay.
That was probably what he was with the Angels and the A's. That's probably about the time that I started.
He went A's early 70s, Orioles 1 year, Yankees, California Angels. And then A's.
They changed their name 3 times.
Yeah, Anaheim Angel, California Angel, Matty, Rudy's.
Yeah. Yeah, they used to walk Barry with the bases loaded. They did not want to pitch to him. And if you put any remotely in the strike zone, it was gone. You were gonna be on ESPN, especially during that run. All of those home runs, you was gonna be on ESPN. Like this guy, just threw this pitch to.
Hey, to quote the great, what's his name, Billy the Kid? I'll make you famous.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll make you famous.
Hey, funny. There's a guy that hosts a show here in Dallas. His name is but he's the one that pitched to Barry Bonds on that home run to put him over.
Yeah,
he's the guy that made that pitch.
It's 2 moments in baseball.
Mike Bassick is his name.
Oh, okay. That's
what he's famous for.
2 moments in baseball history that made me a true fan. Well, they just put me over the top of Barry. They said when he signed to San Francisco Giants, he walked into the locker room and said, "I hit a home run off you." And this last summer, they were celebrating the Negro Leagues, the greatest baseball league in the history of sports. And they asked him a question that most people would have punked out on. It's like, Satchel Paige might be the greatest pitcher in the history of the world. Barry, what would you have done? He said, "Oh, what?" He said, "Well, how would you have done against Satchel Paige?" Most people would have been like, "Man, he probably would have got me out." Barry said, "It'd have been gone." Like, yeah.
And that's why they don't like him.
Yeah, that's why they don't like him. Like, he's gone.
Yeah, it would have been out of here. All right, man. So, evolution of the black quarterback, great series. towards the end, they had some sit downs with Lamar and Mahomes, which I think was perfect. Obviously, they are the now. They are the era of right now, at the kings of the hill right now, and so they definitely needed to be in this. But Lamar, and hell, that'd be a good podcast. Lamar, Vick, and Mahomes. I don't know if I could take Mahomes' voice for that long, but
He sound like Kermit the Frog.
yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. But when you seen Lamar and Vic sitting down and they were just cracking jokes and laughing, I think he would definitely be that would be a dope podcast I would watch.
Hey man, the NFL, man, this whole thing, I was like, it's right.
He said he saw used to babysit Cool Papa Bell.
Right, boy. I used to babysit. I used to get babysat by Rube Foster. Now, how about that? Yeah, man, it's a beautiful situation. I'm hoping that, you know what, sports is one way to even out the playing field in regards to racism. I'm hoping racism in regards to the hierarchy of sports continues to dissolve, and people start coaching these players to their skill sets versus, I'm not Tom Brady, I'm not Peyton Manning. You can clearly see these guys are not being, a lot of these brothers are not being coached well, but the ones who are being coached well are showing you, I am being coached well. That's why Bryce Young is properly being coached now. Shout out to Frank Wright. No, I think Frank Wright did. Shout out to whoever the coach is over there.
And now I think Tony can out something like that.
Okay, he's coaching him properly now, and they need to start doing. It's a way to do everything, right?
Right.
When you play, I played corner. You use the sideline as your teammate. You force them to the middle of the field. Don't get beat deep. There's certain ways to do it, but it's certain things people like. When you are an exceptional talent, when you have ability that we've never seen before, we need to break the mold and create the mold around you.
Right.
There's a way to do everything, but there's some ways that you have to do it in accordance to them. Just like the great Bo Jackson, he tells the story about Terry. I can't think his name. Terry Robisky, I think his name. So, brother, he was a running back coach of the Raiders. Bo kept cutting it back, getting 35, 40, 50 yards. And one of Bo's most famous runs, he got like 4 yards to play before. Terry told him, don't cut it back, Bo. Trust me. Just don't cut it back. 87 yards later, Bo scores a touchdown.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it is a way to do things. But when you have an exceptional talent, you also have to say, okay, we're going to do it your way. And shout out to Bruce Arians. Shout out to the Shanahans. Shout out to the dude who I think coaches quarterbacks better than anybody I've ever seen, including Bill Walsh. Andy Reid is the greatest at that. Andy Reid is the greatest
coach. I agree with you.
Getting the best out of his players.
Yeah.
So, I would love to see, like, your man Mike Davis is a Terry Robisky. Yeah. Your man Mike Davis. I would love to see his Lions in the Super Bowl, but because I like Andy Reid so much, I would love to see him three-peat. That will put him in rare air. That would make him one of the greatest coaches in history of the world.
Hey, and that would make Mahomes there.
Mahomes get the three-peat this year. I don't care what nobody say. He'll be at 4 Super Bowls then? He'll have 4. I would say at that moment, Mahomes is better than Tom Brady. And I'm ready to fight you, anybody who doubts it. Reason I say that is this. There's never been a time in which Patrick Mahomes wasn't responsible for the win in regards to
this. Facts. Now,
Tom Brady, first 2 Super Bowls, first 2 and his last 2, they won because he was on the team. His first 2 Super Bowls, his last 2 Super Bowls, he Brad Johnson, Trent Dilfer those Super Bowls. The ones in the middle, he won.
Yeah.
And that's in accordance to one of his teammates, Teddy Bruschi.
You saying Teddy Bruschi said that?
Teddy Bruschi said on ESPN one day about 6 months ago, he said, we carried Tom Brady on the first couple.
Yeah. Hey, no doubt. And I agree with you, Mike D. Man, I'm still bitter because the dude he didn't exit on his own terms. But that wasn't maybe that wasn't his ultimate purpose, because I think he's in his purpose right now with what he's doing. I would love to see him coach if he wants to, to help impact the youth or college or whatever. Andy Reid won me over when he drafted Donovan McNabb with Mel Kiper and all the big heads had him taking Ricky Williams. Yeah, Mel Kiper. Can we stop acting like he is the draft guru? Can we stop, please? Please.
Maybe that means he can rap like Premier.
They make it seem like everything he has ever said has been gold and been correct. I don't really even pay attention. I don't know if I ever really paid attention. Really, I just look at it based on what you've done in college, the competition that you played against. That should pretty much say, what the potential of what you should be. But anyway,
and like Jungle Brother, I really started like Andy Reid back then. But Andy Reid did something that most people frowned upon these days, and me and Big Mo been arguing about it for 2 years. Stop putting these damn quarterbacks in after their freshman last year of college. Let them watch.
Mm-hmm.
That is paramount. People, you can't learn watching. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You need to be optically acclimated to the speed of the game, and that's why a lot of brothers at quarterback fail, because that's why they promote their paycheck. We just signed them for $62 million, and then your natural inclination is to say, well, put them out there. No.
Yeah, you're not ready. If you think of, even if you're just standing there listening to all of the cadences, you're listening to the plays, it's a huge benefit if that coach is going to be there next year, and you know the system. By the time Patrick Mahomes is a prime example, what he set behind was the Alex Smith.
Smith
for 1 year. Was that 1 year?
He played 15 games, and then Mahomes started week 16.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying, man. I mean, that's just why outside of the coach being a Sumron, a Moron, right?
Bum meet him,
man. Outside of the coach not being what I think he should be. But people like me and my cousin was debating about Caleb Williams. He's a prime example. Look, you cannot go from the most talented athlete, one of the top 5 most talented athletes on the field since age 6 to 7, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And then you might not even be the most athletic person in your backfield. And you want me to turn that switch off, learn a whole nother playbook, learn a whole nother system, and then get acclimated to the speed. No, Caleb Williams should have watched this year.
Yeah, I agree with that. And they had hard knocks. Like if I was anybody, we're not his first year. We're not doing that. And you and the coach, like I think you said this, following him around and what we gonna do. And
didn't I tell you all that, man? Yeah. I'm glad you said that, man.
Yeah.
I watched that first. I only watched one episode of Hard Knocks, and I came on here. I said, "Hey, man, mark my words. That bad coach is horrible. He's gonna get fired. He's Jackson. He's gonna get fired."
Yeah. He got famous at the 1994 draft when he dogged the coach for not drafting Trent Dilfer, unbelievably.
Yeah. They drafted.
Still got a job. Trent Dilfer lost his job to A-Trap in a wheelchair. Hey, I think Dilfer's still coaching at UAB.
He's coaching at UAB.
Yeah, cussing out players.
They drafted Trev Albert instead of drafting Trent Dilfer. And that's when Bill Polian was like, "Who the hell is Mel Kiper Jr.? What team is he running?"
Right.
He's been famous ever since.
Yeah, Eddie. Eddie
Dracula with glasses.
Dracula, yeah, right. Eddie Munster. All right, man. Final thoughts. Evolution of Black Quarterback. It was great. It was well worth it. I would highly suggest you watch it, and watch it also to see the some of the QBs that I didn't know and some people may not know. It gives you a real good history. It includes HBCUs and everything. So it was great. I'm I'm gonna start it off. I'm gonna give it a 5. It's an easy 5.
Hopefully, we got a season 2 because it says season 1.
Yeah, and I think sometimes they do that, like hopeful that it gets, but you can do this again. I mean, you got another draft coming up.
Or you introduce them to the guy. Introduce the world to the guy that you found out about last week, Jaleel Holloway. Man.
There you go.
The original Mike.
Y'all like the way SMU's quarterback is evolving? I do. Hey, from South Oak Cliff, who has now won, they won back-to-back championships. He was on that first championship team. So I like the guy. He's poised.
Texas is slowly becoming quarterback, the home of the quarterback, man.
Yeah.
Look, Cam is Cam Ward and old boy from Alabama.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray, Patrick Mahomes.
Hey, the fact SMU joined the ACC this year and they made it to the championship game against Clemson is wow. That just tells you that SMU is not only on the rise, but they here.
Hey man, and now they can pay people legally.
Right. Yeah, no $100 handshakes now. They can actually give them money.
$100 handshakes. Ain't no $100 handshakes. Yeah, no sir.
But yeah, and man, SMU got a nice pipeline from South Oak Cliff and a lot of schools and a lot of black athletes. So I don't know maybe they got somebody on the recruiting or something.
Look, look at it this way. If they could give away hundreds of thousands of dollars 40 years ago, SMU about to be SC.
Right, exactly. They would be Miami.
Right.
Would be the U.
Hey, check it out, man. Speaking of SMU, they said Eric Dixon took a pay cut to go pro. So if that's the case.
Hey, that's wild, man. That's wild. All right, so let me see.
Yes.
PSP people legally.
Yes, sir.
SMU got Ewing Oil bankrolling their football.
I'm telling you.
Hey, I believe it.
It messed up, man.
SMU is old money. Old money. Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, pay people legally. Yeah. The college football will never be the same again. Because now you got people negotiating and you're not gonna pay me, so I'm just gonna go over here. It's a professional sport, which is what it was before, but now it's officially a professional sport.
Yeah. And one thing I don't like, only thing I don't like about SMU is that sucker. Even though they call him Mr. Raider, that sucker Tim Brown, man. He's acting like he wasn't getting paid. He gonna go to Notre Dame. I want to Notre Dame. And you kept the money then, chump. Get up out of here, Tim Brown. Is he from Texas, man?
I think he is. I think he went to a high school here. He went to Woodrow Wilson.
Yeah, that's appropriate. Woodrow. He's a Woodrow. I don't like Tim Brown. And he's from Dallas.
Yeah.
He should be named himself.
I said Eric and Craig James took a pay cut.
Yeah, the Pony Express, man. Pony Express, baby.
Barry Switzer gave Eric Dickerson a Camaro, but he signed with SMU because his mom didn't like him. True story out of his own mouth. I kept that Camaro too. Yeah, I would have too.
Yeah.
That red Camaro back in the day, man. If I could drive, that would have been my first car. I would have got that car somehow.
My son is still mad at me about a Trans Am. I had a white Trans Am with T-tops, red interior, and I used to let him ride. I used to let him sit in my lap. Dumb, you're a young father. You just drive around with him in my lap.
Yeah.
Anytime we see a Trans Am, BJ look at me and say, he used to call it the White Dragon. You gave the White Dragon. It's like, thank you, sister.
Most dads did that, so you're not the only one. I got a picture of me sitting in there. So
no, I was just driving down the street though.
yeah, I mean that too. We ain't no taking the Polaroid while you're driving.
Yeah.
All right, so next week, haven't talked about it, but
piano.
Yeah, man, I was about to say the same thing. And that's a who's the play? August Wilson.
August Wilson.
And Malcolm Washington, man, shout out to the Washington brothers. Denzel got the movie Gladiator. If you haven't seen that,
is it good?
It's good. Yeah, it's good. It ties the story in. They did a good job. And then you got his son directing it, Malcolm Washington, and then you have his other son, John David Washington, Morehouse brother, in it too. So, yep, that's what we got.
He played football down at the house.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, that was
the Rams.
Yeah, and he broke records too. The boy was good. All right, so next week, piano lesson. It's on Netflix. You can definitely go ahead and watch that now if you haven't already seen it. I'm looking forward to it. A-Trap, talk about the format of the show. What you got coming up rest of the week?
Instead of doing one show for 1 hour and talk about a set of topics over an hour, give you a ton of information, what I've done is break down my platform. I call it 15 minutes with A-Trap. Every day I do 5 days a week. I do 15 minutes. I'll talk about things that are going throughout the week, 15 minutes a day. And then on Friday, I do what is called Black Friday. Black Friday is promoting Black entrepreneurs, Black authors, and Black film and entertainment in all aspects. So what I want to do is just funnel finances to our community and put us in a situation to whereas we don't need anybody. To quote the great Dr. John Henry Clark, we have no friends. We may have some allies, but we have no friends. A month ago tomorrow, the United States of America showed us we have no friends. We have allies.
Yeah, you're right.
And at the top of the year, I'm bringing back rapping with A-Trap, where I interview celebrities, whether they be comedians, rappers, producers. I've had world heavyweight champions, Olympic boxers, NCAA All-Americans on my show, telling their life story, not being asked those same mundane questions. What made you do that? We have an actual conversation. It's an actual conversation with the people that from our community, telling our community. I want our story to be told forever and last forever. Every time we don't document, just remember, every time we don't document one of our elder stories, they pass away and those stories pass away with them. You don't agree with me? Ask yourself, how many times did you see Quincy Jones in interviews? Now, I'm not talking about the scuttlebutt. Quincy Jones started his career hanging out with Ray Charles, middle of his career doing Sanford and Son and things like that, television programs. The late middle of his career, Michael Jackson, and then he continued to do TV and things like that. How many stories passed away with Quincy Jones? We need to document our history. So in the event that they do away with African-American studies or Black history, those are two different things. African-American studies, Black history, two different things. They do away with it in our institutions of academia. We can always just turn to our elders and they can tell us the stories.
Yeah, facts, man.
What was that? Mike Davis said something else.
Yeah, let me get to a couple comments. Grossed over 300 million. Is Denzel's highest grossing movie ever. Wow. In politics, we got campaign contributions now. In college football, we have those contributions illegally. Yeah, and it's been going on, and that's how coaches get hired and fired. They don't. If the boosters don't like the guy,
they'll buy his contract out.
Buy him out, and he gone.
And that's why I will never root for Notre Dame. They did that to my man Ty.
Yeah. And they're just not that good. So that's another reason.
Oh, hold on. Notre Dame coach talking about make him the best next coach.
I did hear about that. Yeah.
He's doing well. He's not doing world championship Notre Dame level, but
yeah, I'm just not the biggest fan. I like the coach. I'm just not the biggest fan of it. He said, "Hey, Trap, we need to do a backstory on how Rufus stole Shaka Khan from you."
Yeah, man. That's a tough one, Uncle. That's a tough one, bro.
Hey, to this day, she look good.
Yeah, Shaka Khan fine, man.
To this day.
He fine the frog hair, Jack.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Let me get to a couple acknowledgments. Todd Lutz, thank you for the like. Fly Ty, Chris Bass, James Montgomery, Deborah Broom. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, for the likes, for the share. Share this podcast. Share it with somebody in person. Share it with on social media. We'll be back next week. The piano lesson. I've been looking forward to this one, so definitely looking forward to that.
Be good.
And we're probably not going to review this because it's like an 8-part. What's the name of that series that's on Netflix with Colin Domingo?
What is it? I put it in the group.
Yeah, let me. It's man, and he did this movie called Sing Sing. I don't know if you've seen that. Preview or whatever.
The Madness.
And Coleman Domingo is becoming one of my favorite actors.
Yeah, man. I was wondering who was gonna step up and take Mr. Washington's slot.
It's a lot of people.
Homeboy from that movie Cross, that series Cross. Maybe let's talk about it after we go off.
Yeah. But all right, thank you for tuning in. We'll be back next week, better than ever. And go ahead and close this out, Trent.
Y'all already know it's the first of the month. If I owe you something, I ain't got it. And if you need it, get it from golf without the baby oil. And don't swallow
him upstairs.